In a world of terrible Minecraft escapists, only one can be the dumbest, and that man is back. Today, to celebrate April Fools, I'm going to be celebrating my favorite fool, everyone's favorite fool, Omziscool. And just to catch you up if you don't know, Omziscool is one of those Minecraft YouTubers who escapes prisons by using very technical and clever puzzle solving skills, such as opening hoppers. Since uploading my last video on him, he has released like 7 more escape rooms, and somehow he manages to keep his streak going of making each one worse than the one before it. I honestly feel the need to put a warning at the beginning of this video that you might get dementia watching this. But right before we start, I want to remind you that what makes an escape video great is not just the execution of the escapist, but the difficulty of the escape room. So along with laughing at Omz's poor decisions, let's just do a little bit of analysis on these puzzles and see how creative and original they are.
I escaped the Minecraft end. I spawned on one bedrock block, and in front of me was a sign that said the portal to escape was right in that island. But underneath me was just an endless void, and if I fell, I would lose to Korean. And if I fell, I would But I had no idea how any of these items were going to help me escape the end. So the first thing I did was mine the crafting table to see if there was anything underneath it. And when I did, I found a hopper with a nether wart and an awkward potion. And while I was looking for items for the potion, I found a secret hopper right underneath the main platform. So I drank the potion of the turtle master, and I jumped out all the way to the platform, and I survived with half a heart. I was completely lost.
But then I had a very good idea. I used F5. See, using F5 gave me a whole new perspective, and I was able to see.
So I jumped down into the waterfall and swam into the room. And when I got there was a sign that said throw out a glass bottle and the crafting table. So I threw out my glass bottle and my crafting table into the void. And when I turned around, I saw 2 anvils, and I picked both of them up. But these anvils wouldn't help me at all, because if I place the anvil, it will just fall into the void. So I had to find another way to cross this giant gap.
But then I had a very good idea. I used F5. See, using F5 gave me a whole new perspective, and I was able to see a
hopper right underneath. And when I opened the hopper, it had 2 string inside. So I went to the main room to try and think, how can I get to the other side with 2 string and 2 anvils? I have no idea how this works, but Minecraft logic is the best logic. So I placed both the anvils down and parkour to the other side. So then I went into the next room, and the way to get out seemed to be on the top of this tall wall. So I broke the 3 pieces of sand that was right next to the sign. And when I did, I found a hopper right behind it with a bucket inside. So now we had 1 out of the 3 items we needed to escape. And then I picked up the lava with my bucket, and underneath was another hopper. And in that hopper was a slime ball. Now all I needed was 2 things. I needed a
But then I had a very good idea. I used F5. See, using F5 gave me a whole new perspective, and I was able to see a
furnace. So I had to angle myself exactly perfect to open it. And with 1 sign, I was able to smelt 1 sand into a piece of glass. So I only needed 2 more signs to get the rest of the glass. And then I remembered the first sign we saw when we entered this room. So I had to somehow make my way back all the way over there without falling into the void. And then I realized what I had to do. So I prepared myself with some awesome dance moves, backed up, and jumped in the water. Come on. No. So I swam all the way to the top and grabbed the sign that was at the entrance. And then I parkoured back all the way to the room. And this was my last chance. If it wasn't here, I would be completely stuck and I would lose this challenge. But when I broke it, there was a hopper right next to it. And when I opened it, there was a sign and it was named LOL. I jumped down to the next room and the path to escape was right in front of me. And right next to the escape path was a hopper. And inside the hopper was 12 cobblestone. But there was a problem. If I placed all these 12 cobblestone blocks, I would not be able to reach that island. The first room had a piston door that was being held up by a netherite block. And inside the room was 2 pieces of quartz. But the netherite block was unbreakable with just my fist. Unbreakable with just my... And I grabbed both pieces of quartz in the room and it looked like there was nothing else in here. So I also grabbed the piston and went to the second room.
Okay, let's take a breather after that. Alright, let's continue.
I escaped the Minecraft ocean. But how did I get trapped in the ocean? My friend Korean told me he built the hardest prison ever made. The Peen prison. We were trapped inside a bedrock cage. And we were inside a room made completely out of barrier blocks.
But then I had a very good idea.
Then I went in F5 mode to see what was around me. And I found an ice block right above. And all the water flowed into the hole. And then I swam out. So now we were free to swim inside the exit. So I grabbed the chest and went to the exit. But when I went inside the exit tunnel, it literally seemed like it never ended. And if I went down, I was afraid that I would just drown.
Oh no! I'm gonna drown. My W key broke. How am I ever gonna get out of here? The exit's so close and I have so much time, but I just can't get there. I might as well leave this legacy with my sign in case... Oh.
Because when I went behind the tunnel, I found a brewing stand. And the brewing stand was already charged. And I also had a glass bottle.
Oh, hey, there's a brewing stand here. Let me oh, no! Oh, shit! I just self-locked myself in the escape room. No, I'm so stupid. There's no way out of here. I might as well just break this. I mean, there's no point in even playing anymore. What? Wait.
So I kept looking around for another wart, and then I had the idea to check inside the tunnel. And when I did, I found out that there was an air pocket, and inside was another one. And when we got to the bottom of the tunnel, it took us to a brand new room. And when I went to it, on the other side was a sign that said freedom is up. And right behind it was a staircase. But there was bedrock covering the way to the staircase. And right away, I found out what we had to do. There was an ender pearl right in the front of the room, but the problem was the ender pearl was in a hole that was 2 blocks deep. So if we broke it, we wouldn't be able to pick it up. And the first thing I saw was this piston and a netherite block. And behind it was a chest. But the chest was surrounded by barrier blocks. So there was no way I could open this. We already had a power source. And that was our trap chest from before. So all we had to do was just place it and open the chest. And then quickly open the other chest. And first try, we were able to get it. And inside the chest was 4 iron ingots. So I grabbed the 4 iron, but I had no idea what 4 iron was supposed to do to get us that ender pearl. I went to the last room and it was literally just a hole. And on the other side of this hole was a chest. And to get to that platform with the chest, we needed to place 4 blocks. And then we would be able to parkour to the other side. And the first block I saw was a crafting table. So I got the crafting table and underneath was a hopper. And inside the hopper was a popped chorus fruit. I broke the ender pearl from the item frame. And as I did that, I realized that items on the ground despawn after 5 minutes. So we now had 5 minutes to somehow get this ender pearl or it would despawn and be gone forever. And started to use my brain. I noticed in front of the water path was another hopper and inside was an allium. So I went to the crafting table and tried to think what we could craft. We had to somehow make at least 2 blocks with these 4 pieces of iron. And with literally 10 seconds left, I ran to the ender pearl and fishing rodded it and I was able to pick it up.
Okay. One more. We got this.
This is the hardest Minecraft prison ever made. So I started to right click around and when I did, I found an item hopper with 3 sticks inside. So I assumed we had to hit all of those 3 buttons to make an item fall out of that dropper. But in between the buttons and the dropper, there was a hole that said the exit. So we somehow had to make our way up this middle path. And when I went in F5 mode to see what was inside, it was just a villager.
But then I had a very...
And when I right clicked it, it turned out to be an item hopper. But still, we were getting somewhere. But this made me paranoid. How many of these cauldrons were actually item hoppers? But after looking for a little while, I found the second one. I kept clicking until I found the next hopper. And the last item I found was a 3rd piece of string. And then I opened the villager's trade. And he was trading 3 stick for a wool or 3 oak signs for a flint. And we had both of these items. Was I supposed to get the wool or was I supposed to get the flint? Both of these items seemed completely useless and unhelpful to me. And that's when I realized exactly what we had to do. So I grabbed this flint and ran back to the main room. So me messing this up is literally impossible. Like, there is no way that I'm gonna miss any of these arrows. So I pulled back my bow and aimed for the button and I shot it. Oh. Every single button and we hit all of them. And then an ender pearl came out of the item dropper. And now all we had to do was throw this ender pearl perfectly in the hole. And it led me into a bedrock tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel was a pit of lava with just 1 bedrock block in the middle of it. So I jumped down to the bedrock block. And when I looked up, I saw the worst thing possible. I had no idea how to get to him. Why would you do that? Korean killed us. But look what we got.
Yeah, well, okay. As fun as losing brain cells is, I honestly don't think I can handle any more of this for now. His puzzles have just been go in F5, find hoppers, and ignore all the obvious solutions. It's so infuriating. At the very least, I hope we can all learn something about Minecraft escape rooms from this. That being, if your audience is young enough, you can pretty much do whatever you want in a bedrock box, and they'll love you. But I will not stop until every last Om's escape room has been debunked. So, yeah, subscribe to lose more brain cells next time I upload an Om's video, and, have a good day.